What's up, Squeegee Slingers?
And water-fed pole wiggling wagglers.
And welcome to the
Tradman YouTube channel. We nailed it.
We practiced.
We had to practice for that because Trad Girl kept flapping it up. But
just a little bit.
Welcome to tonight's video, and hopefully this helps you this evening. So we're talking about window cleaning in the winter. So obviously a lot of things that we have to contend with right now. It's a bit chilly.
Yeah, especially here in Scotland.
It's a bit chilly, so hopefully whether you're new to window cleaning or you've been in the game a little while, hopefully tonight's video you might get something out of it. But even if you don't, please don't just sit there and watch the video, contribute. We've got that live chat at the side there. Any little hints and tips and golden nuggets that you have in getting through a winter as a window cleaner, please just pop them in the comments. That would be absolutely fantastic.
And I will be trying to read the comments as we go and answer them.
Yes, I'll try that as well. We've got a few devices going here, so it's...
We'll see.
And
see how we get on.
Bear with us as well. This is all new tech. We've hit 2021 with a bang, so we've got new mics, new lights, new camera, new software. Everything's just gone... I've gone a bit overboard. So
I got a new cup.
You got a new cup. She got a new cup. So bear with us. If anything goes wrong, it's the technology's fault.
But we do have a warning.
Yes.
We try to do this for every live video.
Which we haven't done for over a year.
Wow.
We've not done a live video for over a year, sorry.
I'm sure that they're not too fussed about that.
Yeah, but no, sorry, continue.
Yes, warning. We do this from our house. This is our dining room. We have two small duties, two little children, who are currently in bed. We cannot guarantee that they won't walk in at any moment.
Could do.
If they do, I'll leave and I'll put them back in bed and we'll apologise. It could be interesting. But they've never done it yet.
Should be okay.
They haven't done it yet, so...
Right, shall we kick it off? Well, we've got some comments to kick off with first. Let's see if there's anybody saying hello. Oh, and by the way, we've got Squeaky Clean Dave that's tuned in this evening. He's basically our water-fed pole expert. So if you haven't already checked him out on YouTube, please do. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description after this video is finished. Yeah. And if you're watching this after it's live, then please do check that out. He's got all the knowledge when it comes to water-fed pole. So keep your eyes peeled to that live chat. If there's anything water-fed pole related you want to know, fire it in there, and I'm sure Dave will be on it like a car bonnet. So. Yeah.
He's very, very knowledgeable as Dave.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there you go, Dave. Right, so first problem, working in the winter. Let's just cut to the chase. So I've got a few problems noted down on paper here that I personally have experienced over the years, about 13, 14 years I've been doing this now. So each problem, we're then going to discuss the solution to it. So like I say, please chip in with your solutions.
Solution being what we have found works for us.
Indeed.
That's what we mean by solution, not... this is what you have to do to fix the problem.
But it is. I'm joking.
Just what works for us.
Yeah.
One of the solutions already that we've had is move to Australia.
Move to Australia. No, everything kills you in Australia. I watched a program where the 60 deadliest things, most of them were in Australia, so no thanks.
If they've got a spider bigger than this big, can you see that big?
Yeah.
We're not living there.
No, they've got snakes, spiders, sharks. No thanks. The most dangerous thing in Scotland is a Glaswegian, so we're doing all right. Yeah. So problem number one, I thought the first thing in the morning when you go out to your vehicle, the first thing you're going to encounter is your vehicle is probably covered in snow, ice, possibility of everything inside being frozen solid as well. So if you've got water-fed pole system, traditional equipment, all that kind of stuff, that can be absolutely solid. So that was the first problem I thought that you might encounter. So solutions to the problem. Possible solutions. What we've done. So for myself, I mean, I'm mainly traditional, but I have a factory fitted water-fed pole system in the back, which I do use. So what I do is a little oil radiator in the back. Now, you might be living somewhere where you can't run a power extension lead to your van and put a little heater in. So if that's an issue, oh well. But fortunately for me anyway, I can run an extension to my van and put a little heater in.
Does anybody have that? Has anybody got the problem where they can't put a heater?
But there are other options.
What do you do instead?
You can get immersion heaters and stuff. I mean, Dave will probably chip in here as well. Other options you can do with your water-fed pole system to try and stop that freezing overnight, because you don't want pipes cracking or bursting or anything like that, or damaging your pump. Or if like me, you might have the Unger hydro unit on board. So if that gets exposed to frost, quite severe frost, there's potential damage there as well. So it's just not worth it. Throw in a little heater in overnight, set it on a sort of lowish temperature, and just keep that frost off of your equipment. What do you reckon, Trad Girl? Do you think?
I think
it's
that's
a good idea?
Good. Yeah, yeah.
It's worked so far.
Let's see. Stephen. He
Hello.
says auxiliary heating
Yep.
may help to keep your car somewhat warm overnight and while at work. Yeah. Oil-filled radiator is from RB Cleaner.
Yeah, I think a lot of people go for
Yeah.
the oil radiator because it is that little bit safer than fan heaters as well, and they're quite cheap and cheerful. They're not expensive to buy. You can go to anywhere, like B&Q or in America, it's Home Depot, places like that. You can pick up a radiator, or
Yeah.
even in Tesco's.
Yeah.
You can get them for
Stephen
quid.
is saying as well, bring in your hose if you have
Yes.
anything indoors.
Absolutely,
That's
I've
very
actually
good.
got that noted down. Yeah, bring what you can inside if you have space. So, you've got a little backpack trolley or something. Bring that in if you've got space. Remember and ask your good lady first. Don't do what I did and just bring it in, and then it left little rust patches from the wheels on the floor in the utility room. My bad. But another thing I had as well, this is just experience I've had from working with other window cleaning companies before I went self-employed, and I've got noted down here to drain the water-fed pole system if you can. So if you've got the little sort of quick push release connections, don't run your pump for too long, just a few seconds with it disconnected just to push all the water out. And that keeps it from, if there's no water in the system, then there's nothing to freeze. So that was something that we used to do. But like I say, stress, don't run it for too long. It's just to get the water out of the system. What are you giggling at? What has somebody said? What have I missed?
Mr. P or Mrs. P, stay in bed and have a day off. Is the better option.
Yes, you could do that.
I like that one. I do that one.
You do that a lot.
I do that.
Yeah. So, but no, I don't have the luxury of doing that. So, but anyway, yeah. What else have we got? Let's see. Turned up to clean windows today from Stevie saying, and the woman said, "Don't clean my windows. It's too frosty. But can you spread grit on my paths instead?"
Oh,
An
that's
easy £20.
good. Yeah,
I've
that's
never
nice.
had it
I
that
like
easy.
I know, that's nice, isn't it?
People just go,
Yeah.
"Oh well, a bit cold for you today, ha!" and then they walk off.
Last year we did that. We put grit down, didn't we? For
Yes, we did.
when we were, especially when we were using the water fed, because it leaks. Well, it doesn't leak. Sprays water.
Yeah, well,
And
that's
it leaks. But the point was, it left water on the ground, and then if it got too cold and it froze.
It froze.
And
It's
it turned to ice. We didn't want any of the customers slipping, so we just
exactly.
put it down
It's not worth the
afterwards.
hassle. So yeah, carry some. That's actually something I've got. You've covered a point
Sorry,
from,
I'm skipping.
from later on. One of my points from later is to carry grit in the vehicle,
There
but
you
we'll
go.
get to that, Trag.
We will.
We're skipping to that. Quick, and another one is insulate your vehicle. So I know a lot of people have done that. So insulation's fairly cheap. You can pick up insulation for your van. That will help. Or also to wrap your pipes in, old blankets or towels and things like that. That will help as well. So, is there any other comments coming up, Trag Girl, that I've missed? Sorry. Are you keeping an eye on them?
Yes, I'm keeping an eye on them.
Oh, Chris is asking a question at the bottom there. Is it coming up on mine before it's coming up on yours?
It said,
Got some
would
lag.
like some advice.
To water-fed pole system.
system isn't fitted. Barrels, pipes in the pole itself freezing while on the job.
Ah,
or
yes.
halfway through job. Had to go home 3 times to
Yes,
make
we'll
trips.
get to that. We'll get to that. Yes, freezing on the job. I've got that a bit later on.
Well done for going back out though. I mean,
Yeah, that's...
after the second time of going home, I don't know if we would have gone back out again after
I
that,
would.
but
But...
I would have just gone back to bed.
No, I think people underestimate how tough window cleaning
Yeah.
is in the winter. It's not easy. That's why a lot of people end up stopping window cleaning when it comes to winter, because it's hard going.
It is
Let's
hard.
be honest, it's hard going. So, especially up here, it's freezing. Right, if possible and safe, first thing in the morning as well. You can also, obviously, it's a self-explanatory one, but start your engine, if possible, maybe half hour, 40 minutes or so before you go to work. Obviously, if you're living on a busy street, you don't want to leave your vehicle unattended, so please don't do that. But if you're in quite a reasonably quiet area and you can, start your vehicle, get the heaters on, leave your oil heater in as well, but crank that up to full for half an hour or so before you go out in the morning, and hopefully that will help defrost everything in your van. So there we go.
Oh, he's turning a page.
I'm turning a page.
He's very
Yes.
orderly.
Well, I had to note it down because I thought, well, if I get a mind blank, then at least I've got
He
something
likes
to
his
refer
lunch
back
in a
to.
certain order. He likes his notes. In a
Yes,
certain order.
I'm a bit
It's
like
very
that.
orderly.
Yes, I like things military precision. I don't know why that came out in a Russian accent. I have no idea why.
We apologise.
That was a
to the
really
Russians
bad
for that.
accent as well. Right, next problem. Okay, so you've got out on the job, your vehicle's running, your stuff's not frozen just now, but you get to the job and your traditional gear or your water-fed pole gear is actually freezing up on the job. So we had this mentioned just a little minute ago, didn't we? So I thought, yep, we'll discuss the trad and water-fed pole solutions to stopping your stuff freezing up on the job. So if anyone wants to chime in, go for it. So traditionally, screen wash is a popular one that has been used for many years.
Putting it in your water bucket.
Correct, yes. Or pure alcohol, IPA. You can chuck that in. Bit more expensive, but that is actually the stuff that stops your water from freezing in the first place. Whereas screen wash is cheaper to buy, but it's got that lower percentage of the actual stuff that stops it freezing in it. So it depends what you want to do. You can either have, half a dozen jugs of screen wash or maybe just 2 or 3 of the IPA. So it's up to yourself. But that helps stop it freezing to a point. But then obviously you've got the problem of glide, because pure alcohol, there's not really much glide in that. So personally what I do, this is my bucket solution at the moment. This helps to a degree. Depends how low it goes, but IPA or a lot of screen wash, that takes up at least half of the percentage of what's in the bucket, and then a bit of Razor Glide as well. I'll leave a link in the description below to this stuff. Razor Glide is from Window Cleaning Warehouse. That's detergent, so that gives you that slip, because I found if you use soaps like dish soap, that freezes really fast. So unfortunately in the winter time you're kind of limited to how much dish soap you can use on your applicator.
And this is with hot water.
And with hot
we
water
try
as well.
to use hot water.
It's just more pleasant to use, isn't it?
Yeah. And there was somebody that said that one of their customers offered them hot water, which was quite nice.
Brilliant. Let's get on those comments.
Old School Window Cleaner said, as I am trad, I just take 25 litres of hot water on really cold days and wrap a blanket around it. That's quite nice. And somebody did say that one of their customers offered them, sorry, I can't find the comment, which I thought was quite nice as well, if your customer's offering you hot water.
Oh, that's good.
I suppose if you've got friendly enough customers and you know them quite well, and it wouldn't be a big thing to ask them if you could just fill up your bucket with the hot water, would it?
Well, this is it. It's a lot of customers out there, they look after their window cleaners, so it's nice. It's good. So we've talked about the traditional solution. So IPA, screen wash, bit of Razor Glide or something like that, something to give it slip, and try and cut back a little bit on the dish soap, because that is what freezes up.
Yeah. So. Stephen's saying warm water if you're using IPA.
Yeah.
And don't breathe it in too much.
No, I know, it smells horrible. It's horrible. I mean, because I normally...
Do you use that? I thought you used too much.
If I run out of IPA, then I default to screen wash. Oh, okay. But they both smell pretty bad, to be honest.
Do they?
But IPA is really bad. So normally I have a lid on my bucket, and when I open the lid, you get obviously the heat, and the IPA hits you, and you're like, whoa!
Then it gets breathalyzed by
I was wondering why I was missing big bits on the window. I was completely gone. But yeah, so that's for traditional. Hopefully that helps you out for traditional. Water-fed pole system. So we're going to talk about if you have a cold water-fed pole system like I do not have a heated water-fed pole system. So you guys are also going to probably struggle a little bit as well. So hints and tips for a cold water system is try not to leave your hoses trailing on the ground with no water flowing through them for too long, especially if it's really cold, because it can freeze fast. So try and keep the water flowing. I know it's a bit of a waste of water, but unfortunately there's no real way around it. If you're kind of walking between your van and the customer's house, you may just have to keep the water running so that it doesn't freeze, because I've had that before where I've pulled my hose to a customer's house where the water's not been running, and it's frozen in between getting from the van to the customer's house within less than 100 meters. So that's happened before. So try and keep the water flowing between windows as well. I know it's normally you try and kink the hose or use the univalve to switch that water off between windows, but try not to do that too much. If it's freezing cold, keep that water flowing if you can. So the other tip I had as well was to keep a bucket of hot water with you. If you can as well, put a lid on it And if your brush gets frozen or the jets to your brush get frozen, I've had that before as well, little icicles stuck in the brush. You can put your brush head in the hot water, get it defrosted, and then get back to work.
And Dave said, put your gear in your footwell with the heaters on.
Perfect, absolutely brilliant. Yeah. See, Dave, more advice, please, on the water-fed pole. You're the legend of water-fed pole, Squeaky Clean Dave. So get those tips in there, man. So that's a cold water system. Other than that, it's a bit easier if you have an open cab van, if you use a van, or a car even, because you can get the heat circulating around the vehicle. It's a bit more tricky if you've got a closed off cab, and then you haven't got a heater in the back of the van and your stuff freezes up. That's a bit tricky then. Don't know really a way around that without maybe having vents into the back of the van that send the heat from the cab into the back, perhaps. But cold water system's a bit tricky this time of year. But yeah, just basically keep the water flowing. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Don't stop the water flow.
You know, well, I had within a customer came out to speak to me to say hello, and within 4 or 5 minutes of them saying hello, I'd switched off my water and it completely froze up.
Yeah.
So I had to chuck everything in the van, crank the heaters up, and just wait until it defrosted.
That's it.
So that's no good.
And go on then, tell them what happened to your water-fed pole.
Oh,
Your frost story.
This
you
is
like that?
well, very shortly and briefly. When I was a teenager, I was young, stupid, and working for a window cleaning company. I had a 65-foot water-fed pole up. I think it was about -15 or something crazy. It was really bad, worst I've ever seen. 65-foot pole up, and I needed to go and either connect or disconnect my connection, which was maybe about 20-30 feet away or so, roughly. So I leant my brush up against the windowsill, 65 feet up. And within that time, walking to the connection, it froze to the windowsill, 65 feet up. So I'm trying to, and it was an old school Ionic 65-foot pole, and the base of it was like that. And I'm trying to yank this thing off a customer's sill, and I think I left some bristles behind, to be fair. Eventually got it free, but yeah, don't do that. Don't leave your brush leaning against anything in the freezing cold conditions. You keep on these comments. There's people firing away. I feel like I'm missing them. Sorry, guys.
So Partridge Exterior Cleaning, hello.
Hello.
And he says, gotta be careful getting the paths and doorsteps wet with the old deers around too.
Yes.
Don't want them slipping, yes. We did cover that just at the start of our chat. We said that last year we took some salt, and if we were using water fed, we just popped some down.
Tell you, it's actually a good marketing tip, that as well. I did that last year.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea, but it turned out to be a good idea. I took a picture of putting salt down on a customer's doorway and just said, at our company, we like to look after our customers. We've just used the pure water system, but your safety is paramount to us. We've put some salt down free of charge.
Yeah.
And it got so many likes. It was
considerate
good.
as well.
It's considerate, it's looking after them, and it gets you more customers. So, all well, it's all good.
I look at the kind, considerate part.
Yeah, I'm going to get those customers in.
Yeah.
But it's marketing,
And it doesn't cost much to buy a bag of salt, does it?
No, my salt's cheap enough.
You can get, we have, I don't know what it's like in other places, but here we get these big yellow containers which has free grit in it anyway.
Yeah, the
not that we
council
take it for that. We don't take it obviously to put down customers, but there is a lot of them on the streets free for you to scoop out stuff. So
absolutely, that's good. Fantastic. So that's the cold water system. Now the hot water system, I just literally put down no real issues here. You show off. That's all I wrote down. Because I was just thinking, well, if you've got a hot water system, then...
Well, we don't have one, so we don't know if there would be any issues. But yeah, you tell us.
I used a hot water system at Perfect Shine. Yes, I have told you this many times. When I used to work for a company before, it was all hot water system, Ionic, top of the range system, and I don't recall having many issues. There was only one time it ever froze up, and that was on that day where that pole froze 65 feet up, and the van system froze then. But I mean, that was severe. It was really, really cold. So yeah, apart from that, the hot water system, you're probably not going to run into many issues. The only issue is obviously when that water cools down on the window and you drive away, eventually it's going to freeze. So the customer obviously might be coming home to a nice frosted glass effect on their windows. So you might have to explain to them, look, when it defrosts, it'll be fine. But, up until then, you've got a lovely frosted glass look. So there you go. Hot water systems, you should be fine. Just watch for them bursting. That's the only thing we ever had, was we turned up the heat too much and hoses went
Oh dear.
bang.
Melting things.
Yeah, so, but hey, it was ionic stuff, so.
Put whiskey in your bucket.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't pronounce your YouTube name, but yeah.
Aha.
Put whiskey in your bucket.
Put whiskey in the bucket. No way.
I don't know Scottish whiskey.
I'm not wasting whiskey in
Yeah.
a bucket. Sack that. No way.
He'd be trying to drink his
I'd be like,
water.
one for you, one for me, one for you.
He's already drunk off the alcohol IPA.
Yeah, the IPA. I know. I'm seeing double. But so yeah, hot water system, you should be okay. We've already talked about the water-fed pole can cause ice on walkways and doorways. We've kind of touched on that, so that's fine. Don't need that anymore. Problem, ice on the ground, no ladders. So this obviously applies to mainly traditional guys, but again, maybe you're a water-fed pole user and you have a ladder for getting up on flat roofs or whatever. But obviously, you know, this time of year, it's not very safe to put ladders up.
Yeah,
So
we've had some really bad icy
yes.
paths recently. So yeah, there is like a little tractor that goes around gritting, a little pavement tractor.
Yeah, he tried to run over my water-fed pole today, the bandit. Yeah, I quite clearly had my hoses on the path, and he just came full speed with his little tractor and
his
plough,
little
and he wasn't slowing down, so I had to quickly throw all my hose off the pavement, and he just kept going. I was like, thanks, mate.
They're even dangerous, these vehicles,
I know.
these farmers and tractors.
And my hose was all intertwined like spaghetti junction after that. So trying to untangle it, like, but there you go.
We should have added that to the list.
Yeah, council workers.
Problems. Farmers in little mini tractors on the pavements.
No.
Sidewalks, are they on the sidewalks?
What, are you American?
Well,
Sidewalk?
You did American earlier.
Did I?
Depot, so I thought we were going
it's
there.
because our children watch American cartoons. I think that's probably what the problem is. But anyway, so that's the problem. Can't use ladders on the icy ground. Solution is to use a good quality trad pole. So if you need advice on how to get one of those sorted, fire me a message, or you can email me at mrtradman@hotmail.com. But I've got a video on it as well, the ultimate trad pole setup, if I try and remember to put all the links in the description below for you. But I've got a video on that. So a carbon fibre pole, if obviously funds allow, and your tools on the end of it, and that way you can safely clean the windows from the ground. Or if you have a water-fed pole at your disposal, then obviously use it. Don't risk going up ladders if it's icy.
Unless you have a solution you can tell us about. If you've got something that you put on your ladders.
Spikes. Big spikes.
Yeah. Feel free to share that with us as well. That would be really nice.
Indeed, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. We do have a question. It's slightly off topic. Do you want to go there now, or do you want to wait until the end?
Up to you, my lady. What were you talking about? This is a common thing in our house is she talks and I go, what?
He goes into his nothing box in his head.
Every man has a nothing box. Sorry, I was in it.
So, the Mad Murdochs, hello. Thank you for joining us. Just wondering, new to being self-employed in window cleaning, and someone has been using my advertisement to get his own work. What should I do?
That's a bit naughty, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very naughty. Has he got the same name as you? Are you putting your name on your advertisements, or is he literally just copy and pasting it? What's he doing?
Yeah.
Give us a bit more information, and we'll see if some of these guys on here can give us.
Well, that's the thing,
advice.
because unless we've obviously got somebody watching that is a legal expert, because I'm not going to profess to be a legal expert, I've personally not had that issue.
No.
Maybe people don't like our logo. I don't know.
Probably not.
But yeah, I mean, personally, you could obviously try the first port of call being diplomatic and reaching out to them and just saying, would you mind not using my stuff? Being polite and diplomatic about it and see what response you get. It's always the first port of call.
Every time you make an advertisement, if you've got some form of photo editor, put your logo underneath all of your wording, like faded in the background, and then they can't possibly use it unless they're using your logo as well.
True. No, that's a tricky one, that. It's a tricky one, that. But yeah, like I say, I'm not going to profess to be a legal expert, so I wouldn't like to try and guide you on what legal things you can do about it. I'm sure there probably is, but probably best to check that out. Maybe even online. Maybe do a research and see what you can do about it. But Dave says
try Citizens Advice.
Citizens Advice. There's a good shout.
If you're in the UK.
Yeah, absolutely. But polite at the first port of call, don't go in all guns blazing. Just be polite and ask them politely to not do that and see where you get with that.
That's it. Yeah, but remember to be polite, because the last thing you want is to make enemies.
Well, that's true.
In your area.
That's true.
That's
Absolutely.
not going to help anyone.
So, Stephen says, I've had colleagues putting up, ladders up on frozen patios.
Ooh.
Oh.
How did that go?
Yeah.
Are they still here to tell the story?
Yeah. Oh dear. And we've got Mr. Gaz. He says, sorry, late to the party. Terrible. Where were you?
You've got more important things to do. So bad.
Mad Murdoch's reply says, it's my business name on it. Coming onto the comments and commenting to get work from me.
So it's just, okay, yeah.
Right, you. All
okay,
right.
well, if he's commenting, I mean, can you not delete the comments? I suppose if it's on...
You should be able to block him from your page if he's doing posts on your page, and hopefully that helps.
Yeah, if he's posting anywhere else, like on groups or anything, people will be able to see what he's doing. So
Yeah.
people are quite savvy. They'll
the
see
truth
what's going
always comes out in the end.
Yes.
So anyway, so there we go. So use a good quality traditional pole instead of ladders if you can. If you have the water-fed pole at your disposal, please use that. Yes?
Football.
What? Football? What? You're playing Watford in the FA Cup. Shake heads, roll eyes.
Of the lost. No, I'm joking, sorry.
And obviously if you're water-fed pole, then you should obviously be alright because you're keeping your feet on the ground anyway, but just obviously watch as you're walking around the property for icy patches and that. Just keep yourself safe and watch what you're doing, especially if you're leaving puddles of water, because that will freeze up pretty quick. The other problem we've got is keeping yourself warm. We've kind of talked about the system and the equipment because we value that more than ourselves half the time, I think. But I think we really need to invest in looking after ourselves.
Yeah.
Because it's us that has to be out there for 7, 8, 9 hours or whatever it is, working, cleaning windows in the cold. So, I mean, first port of call is layer up.
Yeah.
Especially if you feel the cold.
Yes.
Like this lady does. And even in the house. It's cold in here. And I'm sitting sweating like... so layer up. Good quality gloves if you can. I mean, to be fair, we've tried lots of different types of gloves.
Yes,
and
through the years, loads and loads, haven't we? Yeah.
All from like sealskin and heavy duty working gloves and all that. Unfortunately, there isn't like the perfect glove. I've always found an issue with most gloves, to be honest. At the moment, what I'm basically doing is having a sort of thin, quite cheap pair of woolly gloves.
Yeah, just normal
which
cheap
you can get
gloves
from anywhere, Tesco's,
supermarkets,
and that. And then a sort of relatively cheap work glove over the top of it.
Yeah, like a waterproofy type, almost like a plasticky, rubbery glove.
Yeah, it's coated. Yeah, which you can get off at Amazon. I think they're about £4 or £5 for a pair. So we just buy a mass bulk of them.
Yeah.
And especially for water-fed pole users, you'll probably find that it'll tear between the sort of thumb and finger.
I'm still on the first pair that you give me, and how long's that been?
Yeah, quite a while.
Yeah. But then, how often am I using?
You are part-time, so that's why your gloves are lasting a bit longer. So, meh. But yeah, so invest in good quality gloves, or just layer up. Two layers of gloves will help to a degree. Hat on your head, keep the heat in.
Yeah.
What are you smirking about?
Oh,
I'm missing something. It sounds like it. Is it something good?
No, it's
t-shirts, maybe even two t-shirts, jumper, hoodies, jacket on the top, decent pair of work trousers as well, and
definitely
footwear.
Waterproofs.
Yes, waterproof. Because if you're trudging through snow, not yet actually. No, carry on. Because if you're trudging through snow and slush and that kind of stuff, if you haven't got good footwear, it's horrible. So make sure your footwear is pretty good quality and waterproof, and then you'll be able to last out your day without getting to sort of 2-3 o'clock going, I want to go home.
Yeah, definitely investing in some good quality
stuff if you can.
Good quality stuff. Do a bit of
just
research.
layer up. Absolutely.
The outdoor stuff is pretty good, like mountaineering, that sort of stuff, because that's designed for you to be wearing it for a long period of time and to keep you warm and dry.
Yeah.
If you're mountaineering in it, so that's the stuff that we go for.
Cool. Well, Lee was just saying, old school window cleaner. I got some seal skins off Amazon, and they're about £45. Yeah, we did try sealskins, didn't we?
We went for sealskins, but I think
it just kept tearing all the time. Yeah.
But did you find that they were okay for you? Do you remember? I think it was a while ago.
I wouldn't have said they were. For me personally, I still found my fingers got really cold.
Yeah.
But I haven't found a glove that has ticked all the boxes, to be honest.
When we do, we will share.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. I mean, even on Facebook groups, you'll find a lot of people will try different suggestions, and you know, it's
I guess
trying to find the perfect glove.
It depends who you are as well as a person. If you naturally run warm, then
yeah, some people don't wear gloves,
so.
but yeah, I mean, my dad doesn't. He hasn't done for 30 odd years, but his hands are absolutely knackered. He's just, I'm fine, lad. I've been doing it for 36 years. There's nothing wrong with me. You know, aye, okay. But if he's watching, shout out to Trad Dad. But yeah, gloves and clothing, hats, boots.
Yeah.
During the winter.
Yes, invest. Some
Invest.
Good ones.
Look after yourself.
They'll last you a long time. They'll keep you warm and dry.
Absolutely. Yes. And the last one I actually had written down was having less daylight to work with.
Yes, that was my idea.
So it was.
It's the only thing I contributed.
Wait, here we go. This is something I've learned in 10 years of marriage. Wait for it. Yes, dear.
Well done.
I think did I nail it?
I think you did.
I nailed it. There you go. That's the best bit of advice. Scrap everything I've ever said. That's the best bit of advice I could possibly give. Those 2 words. Yes, dear. There you go. So,
if
fantastic.
you're married or you've got a partner.
Yeah.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear. So, less daylight. So, when you're sitting down planning your work, don't try and schedule in as much as you probably normally would in sort of spring, summer, and autumn months. Because you'll probably find you're losing maybe an hour or more a day either end of the day. I've done that myself. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get through all that, and then I get through about maybe 3/4 of it, and it's got dark, and I'm like, oh. And if you've already messaged your customers saying you're coming as well, then you've got X amount of customers to have to message and say, I'm sorry, I'm not coming. It's dark now.
we do have a friend, a very good friend of ours. He's a very part-time window cleaner. How does he just do 1 week?
About a week.
He's only got a little around.
He's pretty much retired. It's just kind of.
So what he does is he does all of his work in 1 week in the month, and so that it doesn't matter if it's dark or not. He's doing his work. So he puts a balaclava on, and then he puts a head torch on, and then he just goes for it. And it's so funny to watch him. He's got a little pram. He pulls along with all his gear in, and then all of his work is within a walking distance. It's great. He's an older man.
It's like, one of those old school pictures you see sometimes on Facebook with a man. It's like a vintage picture of a man with a cart and a ladder and one squeegee. That's basically this guy.
That's him. Yeah.
But yeah.
Great. Yeah. So he doesn't care about the lack of daylight. He just
puts a head torch on. But
yeah, he's done his customers for years and years, and that's what they expect.
They just know him. I think if I did that, they'd probably scream and throw something at me or
police
have a
would
heart
be called
attack.
and he would be arrested.
Probably, yes. But it doesn't help that he wears all black.
Yeah, and a balaclava.
He sometimes wears a balaclava. That looks really good going up a ladder in all black with a balaclava, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yes. So anyway, that is basically the sort of problems and solutions I'd written down.
Sorry, just going back,
of
one
course.
of the things that we thought of as well with the lack of daylight was if you've got any commercial work that you can get away with doing it while it's still dark.
Yes.
Like if there's street lights and stuff like that, and you're cleaning the signage or stuff, and you can start a bit earlier in the dark and do that, and then start your day a bit earlier. We thought about that as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Or if you do maybe commercial work inside a shopping centre and they open the doors.
Yes, shopping centres
stuff
are
like this.
If you live
Schedule
near
that
one.
at the beginning.
Yes, we don't live near a shopping centre, so we don't have that luxury.
Our nearest shopping
Maybe
centre is an hour away.
We've got a farmer's market. Does that count?
It's only once a month, and it's not indoors.
It's not very handy, is it? But no, so that's a good shout, definitely, if you can. I mean, I've done that before when I used to work for a company. We did all our commercial stuff at like 5:30, 6 in the morning. But yeah, sometimes I remember cleaning windows with a water-fed pole, and I couldn't see the window. I didn't know if I was scrubbing glass or bricks, but customers thought it was okay. So
this is dedication, Gaz. We bought 2 rechargeable 40-watt flood lamps just to give us an extra hour. That's dedication. I mean,
yeah, I could just imagine on some on a van or a pickup, just pointing them at the house and completely illuminating it. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. The customer would be thinking SWAT's coming in to get them.
Don't have a balaclava on.
Yeah, don't have a balaclava on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, guys.
That's good.
Great. Yeah, I hope it's working for you.
Crystal Clean Window says, good thing about winters, you realise that you need to make certain days more compact.
That's right. Yeah.
Indeed.
I like winter because Pete comes home earlier. To be honest, I think you come home the same as you do in the summer anyway, but it feels like you're home. It feels like you're home quicker.
She's telling everybody my secrets now. That's just because she wants me to take over with the kids.
Yes.
It's like, as soon as I'm in the door, they're yours now. We've got greetings from Chile.
Ooh.
Hello, how are you doing?
We've had a few greetings from around the world actually.
RB Cleaning,
Chile,
just to say
Australia.
thank you for all your help and advice on the YouTube channel, Try Man and Try Girl. No problem.
I don't
That's
do
what it's
anything.
for.
It's all him, but
Well, you do.
yeah, I'll take it.
You do help. You do help. So, but no, it's cool. We enjoy helping others, and you know, it's great. That's the whole point in doing it. For me, that was the reason I started doing YouTube, and that's why I'm still doing it. Is because I enjoy helping people out.
Yeah.
It's one of the few things I can actually do. So might as well help if you can. You know.
Yeah.
But no, if you guys have got any questions, now is the time to pop them in the comments section, and we can read them out and get you involved and see if we can answer your question before we head off.
Dave says that he's got a fitted LED light on the side of my van so people can see the hose across the footpath when I'm
that's a
filling
good
the van.
idea.
That is a really good idea, yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah, so there you go. You've picked up some hints today using LED lights on the van.
Yeah.
I have seen some people kit out the inside of the back of their van with really powerful LEDs.
Yeah.
So when they open the doors, it looks like, you know, there's some sort of holy offering coming out the back. It's and you just see a shiny water-fed pull system inside.
I like it.
Looks pretty cool. I need to do that with my trad stuff.
So, any questions?
Yes,
Or
fire them in
question
now.
time? Fire them now.
Nope,
yeah,
everyone's
We
gone silent now.
answered
They're like, no, I can't think of anything. I just want to go to bed now.
I hope we didn't miss any of your comments. I hope if you asked any questions we didn't.
Yeah, just have a quick scroll. We'll just check and make sure we've answered everybody's question.
Yeah,
Before
so
we,
if you feel like we've
head.
missed your question you want to ask, please message again and we'll look at it now.
Stephen's asking, how is the new NXTR rubber going? I've seen people liking it and some don't. A German window cleaner seems to like it. Well, the problem with rubber is that it's obviously not a consistent thing. That it seems to be, especially with that rubber, some people have had okay batches. Me personally, I got a really rubbish batch.
Which is this that you're
The blue
talking
one from Moorman.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, that's really, really, really squeaky rubber.
Yeah.
So personally, my experience with it, it moved around in the channel a lot, and it made a horrendous squeaking noise.
I think it's inconsistent. I think
Yes.
that's the problem with the rubber.
Yeah.
Because did you not get some that wasn't too bad? It was okay, or have you not?
Well,
had any?
actually, no. It was Poles and Blades sent me. He had a couple of strips that were a bit better. They still weren't great, but they were less noisy. But for me, I want to be able to put in a bit of rubber into the squeegee and know it's going to work.
If you're paying for something, you want to know that
Yes.
it's gonna.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and not hit and miss.
Yeah.
Like
if we had a different experience, we would have said so.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, like with Etere
Extremely
rubber,
honest
for instance.
with our reviews.
Absolutely. If something's not good, we just say it.
Yeah.
Don't try and hide it. And if it's good, then we'll say it's good.
Yeah.
And why.
Like the new Unger
Yeah,
rubber.
the Unger Power
We
Rubber.
love this new rubber.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's fantastic. It lasts longer than Etere. The glide's brilliant. And the only downside to it is the bulb at the bottom of the rubber is a little bit on the small side. So you do have to pin it with something like Unger Green clips or something like that. But I do that anyway. But yeah, apart from that, it's fantastic. So I'm going to be getting another big batch of that stuff. Love it.
And this is really unusual because we've been using Etere for
Years.
And,
Well, I've
and
tried
we always
everything
said
else.
that was the best rubber,
Yeah.
but then obviously Unger made this new one.
Yeah,
so.
I've tried every other rubber and there was always issues with the rest of them. Whereas Etere was something I could just put in the squeegee and it just worked. So there you go. Hopefully that's answered your question. Mormon Blue, not my cup of tea.
And we've also got, hi, is the new Mormon trad pull good to buy or not? I don't
There's a
know if
lot
you should
of-
ask Pete this question. he's not very keen on this pull.
Well, put it this way. I've come from a background of using some pretty high-end stuff. So for me, I mean, I just say it as it is. The Carbonator for me is a glorified painter and decorator's pole. It's a very expensive pole that limits you to locking it off at certain points. Whereas something like, the Phantom poles or Over 8 poles and all these other poles, every other pole pretty much, you can lock them off where you want to. You're not restricted. And they're just better made. The Moorman ones, or Mormon, however you pronounce it, the clamps often can come apart on them as well.
And Pete really tested this, and you got the prototype, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he gave them all of the feedback of all the good points and bad points, and they didn't change anything before they put it in the market. So
this is it. So, and I told them it was way too expensive as well for what it is. It's just a trad pole, and unlike a lot of poles now that are coming out that are water-fed pole and trad, you can buy attachments for them and things now.
So personally, that's not the pole that we would buy.
Wouldn't touch it with a barge pole.
If we had a barge pole.
Well, I've got a carbonator.
But yeah, that's for you to make. Do your research into
It's just
all these,
I appreciate why people are asking though, because it's quite a big outlay.
Yeah.
It's like what, £500 for their pole.
Yeah, but do your research.
I understand why you're asking. Me personally, I would say there are better alternatives for actually less money. So, but fire me a message, email mrtradman@hotmail.com. Contact me on Facebook if you want to know a bit more, and I can send you some recommendations of other poles.
Do you have a video on poles?
I've got the poles that I personally use. The problem is we're kind of living in a point just now where there isn't a huge array of sort of water-fed pole and traditional pole adapters and such like. So, but basically I've got a video on a workaround, a water-fed pole adapter that you can use as a trad pole until they, other companies start making better attachments. So I'll link that in the description as well. I've got a lot to put in the description.
And we've got Kent saying, Unger 3-star rubber, is it any good with Moomin? I
tried the 3-star rubber, wasn't keen on it. The glide wasn't very good, especially doing pole work. It was quite sticky. So personally, I found the Unger 3-star rubber, for me anyway, I didn't like it. It wasn't very good. Nowhere near as good as likes of their Unger green rubber. That's on a different planet, that stuff. It's brilliant.
Yep.
So there you go. Unger 3-star, I would give it a miss.
Gaz is asking if we've ever tried gutter cleaning in the winter.
Gutter cleaning, I've done it before when I used to work for that other company. I didn't really enjoy it. I just don't like it. I've done it a few times for customers when they've asked, but I just don't enjoy it. I'd much prefer just be cleaning windows. That's my thing. That's what I love doing. I don't like cleaning gutters, so that's why I don't offer it. But again, if you want to know anything about gutter cleaning, Squeaky Clean Dave, who's on the comments just now, and I'll leave a link again to his channel.
Yeah.
He's got a whole video series on cleaning gutters, and he's got the gutter vac systems. I think it's the Predator and Panther.
Dave will sort you out with all that.
He'll sort you out. Any questions at all, Squeaky Clean Dave on YouTube, check him out.
Yeah, to do with guttering.
Yep.
And Old School Window Cleaner says, sorry, I missed your question at the top there. He says, backpacks, big boy or gardener? I'm thinking gardener at the minute, but I know you use the big boy.
Yep. I mean, to be honest, I did research into both, and both of them seem very, very good. But personally, I've not owned the Gardener one, so I can't say how reliable it was. All I can say is that I've had the big boy one, and it's still going strong. So for me personally, the big boy is brilliant. But yeah, I mean, feel free, compare prices and try them out. But Gardener's had some really good reviews.
Yeah.
So I can't see you going wrong with a Gardener, to be honest, either.
Yeah,
so,
but we've never tried it.
But we've never tried
don't
it.
take our word on that one.
Do a bit more research on that one and see what you can find out.
There's lots of people here recommending which ones they use, so that would be good.
Well, there you go. Fantastic. No, this is it. No, it's good. Well, hopefully, you've got something from this video, and if you're watching this after it's gone live, fire your comments in the box below as well if you've got hints and tips on working in the winter.
Gaz just says thank you for the 10% discount.
That's fantastic. Yeah, actually, I keep forgetting to mention that. I really should try and remember to say. I like buying things from Window Cleaning Warehouse. That's pretty much where I've always bought stuff. If they don't, on the odd occasion, if they don't have anything, I will go elsewhere. But they're really nice lads at Window Cleaning Warehouse, and I've just shopped with them for a long time. So. I spoke with them, when was it, last year, wasn't it? And just said, is there any way that we can try and, get a little discount for people that do shop there, especially just now with what's going on.
Yeah.
And it was very kind of them to say, well, look, we'll create a 10% discount code. So if they do watch your videos, they'll get 10% off, and here's the code. So, and I don't get anything from it.
Nope.
I don't get any money at all.
It's
I just
for you guys.
Yep, exactly. So you guys just pop in that code, TRADMAN10, so it's all in capitals. I don't know if it works in lowercase. I never tried it.
No.
But uppercase, TRADMAN, and then the number 1 and 0. Hit that when you check out if you're buying anything from Window Cleaning Warehouse, and you'll get 10% off of pretty much anything, I think, as far as I'm aware. So hopefully that helps you as well, especially if you're a new start in window cleaning. Hopefully that just takes a wee bit off the price for you. It gives you a hand.
I think that was everything. Is that
I think so.
Should we say goodbye?
I think so. Yeah. Well, if there's anything else that you want to add, Try Girls, or anything else?
I don't think so. I think that was everything.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, well, peace out, eh? Well, like I say, hopefully that's helped you. Hit the thumbs up button if anything in this video has helped you. If you've got any hints and tips yourself, pop them in the comments box below. It'd be super appreciated.
And if you've missed anything, the live chat will be on YouTube, so go back and watch it anytime you want. If you want. We do talk about, in the beginning, we talk about putting salt down and lots of other
stuff.
Watford Poles freezing, tried stuff freezing, that sort of thing, and lots of helpful tips and advice.
Yes, absolutely, guys.
All
so,
of our YouTube.
Thank you ever so much for taking the time out. I know these live chats are usually that wee bit longer, but hopefully there's some nuggets in there that you've picked up.
Someone doesn't stop talking.
Yes, it's me.
That's me.
I like it. Anyway, so thank you very much, folks. You take care. Have a good evening or day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.
And stay safe.
Stay safe. Stay safe.